Now, I want to talk about the best hero in the game.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
And I'm not even kidding. I've mentioned this a few times, and if you've been watching my last couple of videos that I put out later in the evening, the last 2 days, Martha video and Thea video, and if you've been around the channel for a while, you understand that Arachne is something that I use. I've been using more and more lately. I think that Arachne might be the best hero in the game. And the reason why I say this is for a couple of different reasons. She can do everything in this game with the exception of healing. She can tank, she can do damage, she does pure damage as well as magic damage. She has vampirism, so she can self-heal. She can control large chunks of the enemy team using stun. And if you just add in an Ode to Serenity stripper like Maya or Judge or Iris, she becomes pretty effective, pretty insane. Now, this is a subjective opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. But I think that Arachne is a hero that you can add into just about every single line. The only issues that you're going to have with Arachne against enemy teams is two things. First of all, if the other enemy Arachne ults first. And second, if it's a timeout team. If the enemy team is a timeout team, you don't need the stun control, and Arachne kind of loses her place. But in just about every other situation, I would like to have a leveled up Arachne. And I wanted to take a couple of minutes here to talk about how I'm building my Arachne, because I think it might be something that could be extremely beneficial if you're thinking about building Arachne in the future as well. You can see I have Arachne to red +2. There's a couple things that I want to note here. I'm not going to fully max out Arachne. I'm not going to add the Alchemist set. I'm not going to add the Brazier of the Bloody Lotus. Physical attack does nothing. Health on that and health on here. I don't want the health. I do not want the health. I want my Arachne to always ult before the enemy Arachne does, okay? This item right here I'm working on, the health is doable here because I'm gaining the intelligence and the magic attack. And the Vanquished Absolute is also something that I'm interested in. I don't want the health from the strength stat here, but I do need as high agility as possible because I don't want to be dodged, and I don't want to get critical hit that often, right? It needs to be higher. The skins, there is a health skin, which I've already put 2 into. I'm not leveling the health skin anymore. Okay, the glyphs I've put 10 into. I'm not leveling up the health glyph anymore. I'm leaving it there. The control tree branch and the ascension tree. Let's see. You can see that she's already tier 3. She got 1 health, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's got 5 more health nodes, right? A ton of bonus health from here. And the Tree of Wisdom branch, the control branch, also adds a ton of health. Also, you can see it's only 29 out of 50, and it's already at 35,000 health, right? So I'm trying to keep her health as low as possible. If I run into a situation where I'm using her as a tank for more and more situations and the health just isn't enough, then I'm going to slowly creep her health up a little bit more, just a little bit more. Arachne goes well with a lot of teams. She has magic penetration artifact, so you can add her into a lot of teams that are mage teams. You can add her into a lot of physical teams because stunned heroes cannot dodge, right? Arachne is potentially the best hero in the game. In my opinion, she's the most important hero to have leveled up. You need Sebastian, yes, you need Celeste and Aurora and Astaroth and Iris and Yasmin and all those other ones, but I think Arachne is the best hero in the game for all those reasons. I think my favorite skin is the mechanical skin. Little World War II airline pilot vibes here. But I would recommend everyone level her up if you are not already. Agility hero, kind of weird. And this is specifically for Hero Wars Facebook and web. Mobile, she's great too, but I don't think she's the best hero on Hero Wars mobile. Here is an example of using Arachne against a line that includes Sebastian. You might say, oh, you bring Arachne for stuns, you just use Sebastian and you're going to be fine. It may have been necessary to use Chorus as well, but I want to show you that if you add in, like I mentioned earlier in the video, Maya with Biscuit as a pet to strip Sebastian's Ode to Serenity off, you have an underappreciated tank in Julius and an underappreciated damage dealer in Ginger in this fight. I showed off this fight in a video last night or yesterday or a couple days ago. You can see that the first stun from Arachne doesn't really do anything, but once Maya groups everybody up and strips the the Ode to Serenity off of everybody. Arachne is about to ult right here. Boom, there you go. Area of effect, stun. Everybody is down. Sebastian goes down first, and Arachne has multiple abilities that do stuns and do stuns in an area. Having Maya to group them up makes it so that she stuns the entire enemy team at once. Of course, using a physical attacking hero is a way to counter Rufus because he has very poor armor for a tank. And Julius with Maya is a fine healer against a stun-locked Ishmael. I'm going to show you this team, and I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to show you a similar fight with Chorus as a team pet. No Sebastian in the line. You can see that I took out Maya for this fight. Maya isn't necessary for this fight because there is no Sebastian to strip the Ode to Serenity from. It is a similar but different line than the last time. You wouldn't really want to use Ginger against a team on defense like this. Double dodge hero, triple armor artifacts. Wait, does Fafnir? I can't remember what Fafnir's artifact weapon is off the top of my head. Maybe we'll see it in here. You can see the first stun doesn't really do anything. It isn't until we get a lucky break against this enemy Chorus team pet. But using Chorus as a team pet kind of opens you up to big damage from your damage dealer. Axel really protects you against enemy Dantes that are attacking you. Karks, Ishmaels. You can see my Ginger here. It's only a matter of time, really. Without having enough pressure from the enemy line, there really isn't anything boosting the enemy Dante with the exception of that Fafnir there. And you got to get kind of lucky in order for it to really be effective. You can see even though Ginger maybe not be the best hero to use against Dante Heidi lines for that matter, it's still good enough. And Julius, even without all of his skins, can tank this line just fine. So now it's two options using Arachne with and without Maya to strip the Ode to Serenity. The stuns coming through isn't what really ultimately won this fight. It's just a well-crafted team on the left attacking the maybe a not as good well-crafted team on the right. But now I'm going to show you a similar fight to this one. We're going to stick to a Dante team, and I'm going to show you a Arachne tank just to kind of show off that functionality of her. So this may not be the most common Rufus Dante line, but I found it interesting because it has Rufus, Dante, Nebula, and if anything can one-shot a line that you're not prepared for is a Nebula boosted Dante, or a Dante boosted by Nebula. Used heroes that I think most people would level up. I did want to feature Thea a little bit more and more because I think Thea is worth considering, especially in high-level Guild War, Clash of Worlds play. It's unfortunate that she may not be as handy in the city of Asgard because, you really need to have heroes that are effective there as well. This is not really the best situation to use Arachne as a tank. I would probably use Arachne as a tank in just about any situation that doesn't involve Nebula boosted Dante or Nebula boosted Ishmael. But this is like one of the better teams on the enemy line in today's Guild War. So I thought that I would show it off. Everybody should level up Morgan to counter Rufus. Everybody should level up Nebula because of the City of Asgard and LOL Osh team. And Iris is probably the best tank killing damage dealer in the game. Adding her in here just to kind of peel down this Rufus. His high health, Arachne doesn't do a ton of damage. She's a great damage dealer, but whenever you have a hero with a magic shield like Rufus has, having a mage to boost that damage output on the front line is pretty sweet. Now, one thing of note is that the enemy does not have a enemy Sebastian. If the enemy team did have a Sebastian, then you want to consider using Maya with Arachne, but Maya actually stands in front of Arachne, so that would end up being a Maya tank. We could try Maya tank in this fight. In fact, we can go ahead and throw a fight up like that in just a second, but it kind of defeats the purpose of me showing off how Arachne can tank a line like this. Let me try to find a team that has Dante with Sebastian and see if I can have Maya tank that line. Okay, yeah, I've decided against doing that. It doesn't really help out with the point of the video, and it'd just be adding filler for no good reason. Guys, Arachne isn't the best hero in the game in every situation. You need a team of 5 heroes to be competitive in Hero Wars. And in fact, you need 15 to 25 heroes at the end at the highest levels of Clash of Worlds and Guild War and Grand Arena. But Arachne is definitely one of the heroes that should be in your top 10. And you can get her soul stones from the Guild War shop with silver Guild War trophies. I would recommend getting her as soon as possible. A lot of you took advantage of getting her at the very beginning of the game. During day 1, there was a promotion to get her. If you did, maybe it's time to dust her off and level her up. On screen now, I've got 2 great videos. One breaking down how effective the new Thea is, and another video I'm showing off how effective the new tank Julius is. Almost at every one of those fights, I'm using Arachne as well. We do live stream. The schedule is on screen now. Hope to see you in our next one. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.